could have stayed in bed this morning, man. Just let him do this stuff. You know, the funniest part, Phil's got tears in his eyes up here crying with these stories because he's not making this stuff up. These are absolutely 100% true.
I forgot all about it, but when you mentioned it, I'm thinking, yep, he sure did say that.
Poor Eddie.
Oh man,
Never saw it coming.
no, but Eddie sure did open his mouth when he should have on that. And I sat there, I was like, oh man, I'm about to get you. I think, by the way, that there's certain people you just don't try, to join with because they will cut your head off. That dude right there, you just don't want to do it. And if you do, you better be prepared. And that was wild.
Sean Roman, you're going to take up Melvin on his offer. We're going to see some pop locking from the Flextron.
Have you guys seen Melvin moves?
You do the Matrix?
Just Google him and see what shows up on YouTube. I don't know. I'm going to take him up on the offer, but
You do those kind of moves?
I don't think I have the limbs to do that.
Dex, can you do that?
It's not fantastic.
Dex, if you're in that Matrix mode, you're in trouble. Let's get some questions from the fans. Who's got some questions? Yes, sir, in the front row.
This is a question for Phil. I think Friday night, it seemed to me that you were not at your best. I think maybe the judges thought the same way because they worked you and the other top contestants like dogs all evening long. But then on Saturday night, I couldn't believe how full you were and how you really stood out on the stage from the others. So I have kind of two questions. The first is, what were you thinking Friday night when you were going through the judging with the other contestants? And then two, what did you do between Friday night and Saturday night that brought you in so full?
He wants the secret. No, Friday night, didn't come in. Actually, I came in, I felt better than last year's Friday night. And that was my main objective. Because last year I actually got sick. And I never really talked about it to people and stuff like that because I thought it would sound like an excuse. But my whole goal was to make sure the waist was trimmed down nice and tight. And I was able to do that Friday. To be honest with you, I just think that the people who I was standing next to was just really good. And the judges did work us quite a bit. But they also moved everyone around me. I stayed in one spot the whole time. After pre-judging, I was like, okay, there's a lot of things that I got to do because I realized with my physique, if I'm not 3D and if the muscle isn't pushing a certain way, regardless of what I weigh on stage, I just don't look right. And I felt, so I agree with what you're saying compared to Friday and Saturday. Saturday, I thought, okay, I woke up, well, we went to sleep pretty late, and I was trying to figure out what foods I need to eat to help push this physique to the next level. And sometimes, doing carbs and fats and protein, you're trying to find all these different combinations. And sometimes your body just doesn't really want to do what you want it to do. And it wasn't responding, so my trainer and I ran out. We literally had to have one of those come to Jesus talks and just say, look, let's just throw everything out the window. We're going to start over from scratch. We're going to figure this out. So we took a couple different meals, and then I just slept, woke up, and then I started realizing, gosh, if I just drink some of this, some water, that's what you saw. And, I get really dehydrated just by living in Denver, Colorado. The altitude is, where I live is roughly around 6,000 feet. When I come down to this elevation, it's not hard for me to cut water at all. And then when we force myself to cut water, sometimes it pulls from the muscle a little bit. So then when I rehydrate just enough, you saw what you saw. So when I actually weighed less from Friday to Saturday, but the fact that I was putting in more fluids as I was eating, just helped activate those nutrients and just volumize myself. And I was a little bit bored myself, so I think people would have called me Mr. Saturday Night because it seems like every year, like Friday's good or not so alright, and then it's like Saturday comes and I'm hungry. I want to win. And I was able to pull that together. if you want the real secret, you gotta talk to the trainer, Honey Ramon, he's not here. Yeah, the goal is always in a 2-day show to stay tight the whole time, but let's face it, I mean, the body does some crazy stuff to you. What worked last year may not work this year. It's just all about creating, the right balance.
All right, thank you, Phil. Ladies and gentlemen, Flex Lewis has a photo shoot he's got to get to, so if anybody's got a question for Flex. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you asked if I'm coming back to the UK. I can ask 2 questions. I'm coming back actually in October to do a full UK tour for a week. Of course, I've got to max as much as I can before the baby arrives in November. So looking forward going back home. Of course, I've got a big, massive UK following that comes out to the Olympia every year, and I really appreciate that. I know a lot of Brits are here. Very grateful, very thankful for that, because obviously that's where it all began for me. So I go back and give back as much as I can, so October is the next time I am coming back.
Other questions for Flex? Yeah, let's get one from the ladies, yes. You're surprised, I think, Jesus. Yes, ma'am.
Hi Flex, we're your Team Australia crew.
In Australia, there we go.
We just wanted to say thank you. We find you the most humble athlete we've actually ever come across. You've always got time for your fans, and we look forward to seeing you on stage next year with your daughter.
Oh, great. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I do, again, all of us up here are champions, whether past or present, so I am honoured to be up here with these great ladies and gentlemen. Again, believe it or not, like Phil said earlier, we do a lot of travelling, and sometimes we do find ourselves in countries where, the language barrier is an issue. So we bond, exactly, I knew that was a setup for something. We bond as athletes on the road. Again, the work is obviously done up on stage, the wall, whatever else you want to call it, but on the road, as you see, we travel like a traveling circus. We are very close, we all help each other out, and all these guys up on here and girls, we all talk and encourage and motivate each other to be better people. So again, these are all champions in every right, and they give back to their fans, because I know them personally, so I'm humbled and honoured to be up here with these people. Again, thank you for coming out here this morning. I just want to thank, before I leave, the Robin Chan, the promoter, who's probably hiding outside, the silent guy, Mr Pecker, for allowing us 212 guys now to up the bar each and every year, now giving us the opportunity, and again, thank you Bob for being part of that, to come and compete on the Friday on the main stage. So guys, the 212 class is growing. Thank you so much for supporting the class, and like the fine lady over there said, my goal is, my dream, to bring my daughter up on stage and have my hand lifted high with my daughter next to me. So thank you so much.